All right, today we're looking at the blues in the key of B flat, and specifically, we're going to take a look at the augmented four uh, diminished chord. Now, what I mean by that is the augmented four, the raised fourth degree of the scale, and a diminished chord that is built from that degree of the scale, thereby connecting the four chord elegantly back to the one chord with this nice little line that goes like this. Let me try that again. Okay, and if it, and deep more context. Diminished. And so on. You get the idea now. So you can hear that movement, and then now this movement goes from the four to the augmented four or the raised four to the five. And so we don't want to in this instance play the B flat seven with no fifth, because we want to make this connection, or right. So we're going to play a seventh chord with a fifth in the bass. So we have that movement of get the idea. You can hear that real classic classic movement. Okay, now I'm assuming too that you're hip to these chords, these smaller chord forms. Try to stay away from these big chord forms with redundant notes, right? Meaning repeated roots and repeated fifths, because they just bury the most important notes in the chord, which are the flat seven and the three. You see, when we take a flat seven and a three like this and just add the root, we end up with that really pretty balanced chord sound. We don't even need the fifth. And then the same thing goes for here. Right, when I just move that tritone, and I can put my new root down there of the E flat, and I have this lightning quick change rather than these big bulky forms, which aren't really very very good. All right, now an E diminished seventh chord is a equal division of the octave chord. And now what that means is it's made up entirely of minor third intervals. And so it sort of has this passing quality, this wandering quality. And it inverts itself every three frets. So if I go three frets, that's the same chord with the same notes. Check it out for yourself. All of these chords are identical notes. It's hard to wrap your head around that. So that's a really nice chord voicing, and it's going to be incredibly important as you move forward playing other tunes. So get this chord underneath your fingers, a diminished seventh chord. Don't bar or anything. There's just one note for each, one finger for each note. And here's another voicing of that same chord. That's an inversion of the chord, and it's just the top four strings. flat 7, bass, and then to the 5th. Right? So you're going to, you don't want to move to the root on the bottom string, because you'll lose this nice movement that you have here. With the, so you want to play this dominant 7th chord with the 5th in the bass. So I'll work on that one. Okay. So that's a classic change, classic chord. Get those two chord forms underneath your fingers. If we weren't playing a blues, let's say, well, just off the top of my head, you're in the key of C now. Check out that same chord, how it connects. Right, and it'll even connect further. So that diminished chord is unstoppable. I mean, you just need it in your repertoire. You've got to get that underneath your fingers and just to like be able to play that chord without even thinking about it. So use those two voicings for now. More to come later. Thanks for stopping by. That's good. And I hope you learned something. Make sure that you're going to memorize this progression. Make sure that you're going to memorize where that chord goes in a 12-bar blues, which is on fret, it's on measure 5. And I meant actually, it's on measure 6, after measure 5. All right. And make sure that you know that and can play this by memory. Keep your chords nice and light, right? Get away from the big stuff that that belongs in other styles of music. Okay, thanks for stopping by, as I said before, and subscribe, and make sure to hit like. And if there's anything you want to know, any questions that we can answer, please let us know, and we'll get to each and every one of them. See you soon.